Hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing well today. Happy full moon in Pisces. Um, this moon is going to be our harvest moon. And first of all, let me explain to you what a harvest moon is. That is the full moon that falls closest to the fall equinox. And the fall equinox is the 22nd of this month. So this is our harvest moon. So blessings in this harvest full moon. And there's a lot of energy going on here. But the main word I really get from this moon is transmutation. Now, we know what transformation is, and we need to step it up to transmutation, and that is taking what we have and using it for the highest good for us. So this is going to be very important. Harvest is definitely a harvest. It's about gathering up, reaping what you have sown. I know a lot of people always say, you better be careful, you will reap what you sow. Harvest time is Mabon, which is the 22nd, which is the common name for it now is the fall equinox. This was definitely a time of great harvest because our ancient peoples were getting ready for the cold, dark winter months. So they needed to make sure that they were going to be able to have enough food, supplies, and whatnot to make it through the dark half of the year. So, in saying that and understanding that, this full moon is really going to be good for reflection. It's going to be in Pisces. So Pisces is love, romance, it's dreams, but it's also the culmination of everything that you have. Well, Pisces is the culmination of all of the zodiac that go before it. So for us, it's a culmination of everything that we have went through. So it is kind of like harvesting the self. And that's what, self-reflection, looking back, doing some meditation work. I feel that will be good. So it's really going to be good into tapping into that. Also, the moon is opposite the sun. That's every full moon. Every time the whatever sign the sun is in, its opposite will be the full moon. So the moon is opposite the sun here. So we have the masculine and the feminine, and the masculine is in Virgo, which that is the healer, that is the helper. In the moon is in Pisces. So this is a lot of giving energy, and which is good. Being a giver is always a good thing. Helping people is always a good thing, but not at our detriment. So this full moon, we can expect the higher emotions, of course. The full moon is when things come to a cosmic spotlight, and it lights up the shadows. This means it's going to light up those things or illuminate those things that we may not always want to face. This can be fears, this can be truths, anything like that. But it's also going to really show us when this moon illuminates the shadows. It's going to show us what is working for us and what is not working for us. So that is why full moon is really good for releasing and letting go. And in this placement, it's really going to get into our emotions. this, how it affects us, people, places, things, everything. It will show us what we need to release and what we need to let go of. It is, with this also, it's going to be tapping into our intuition, because Pisces really is about the intuition. And this is really calling us to pay attention to our emotions. When it's, Virgo is definitely going to connect us to our physical body. So here, this is going to touch us spiritually, physically, and emotionally. We're going to really get into taking care of our body. I feel that this has actually been pulled on us, or pulling us, I should say, for a while now, about taking care of the self and making sure that we are eating healthy, making sure that we are putting things on our bodies that's healthy. Everybody's like, oh yes, I eat good, I eat organic. Okay, what's your skincare routine like? And that is what gets all of us. And learning how to do that. And it's so fun with this energy, because I've really been getting ideas on different skincare and what to use. So this has been very interesting for me in writing this energy. The sun is going to be opposite Mars as well. And Mars is in Libra, and Mars is at his detriment when he's in Libra, because he wants to act. Mars will say, okay, this needs to be done, I'm going to go do it. But in Libra, he's having to think about it. He's having to strategize a little bit. So with this opposite the sun, it's about making sure that we're not really overdoing ourselves. So also pay attention to some of the smaller detail as well. Again, this could take us into our physical health. This lessons of Virgo is the lessons we are going from the intuition with the moon, okay? And we have Virgo, which is the healer, and we're working with that information. And then, in a couple days, the sun's going to move into Libra, so we are going to have to learn that balance. Now, before we get there, this full moon, the moon is also going to be trine Mercury, that is, and Mercury is about communication, and Mercury is trine Jupiter, which is about good luck, happiness. Jupiter is a joyous god. He was, he's exuberant, and that's one of the things you have to be careful of, because if Jupiter is really, you got a lot of Jupiter energy, and Jupiter sign is Sagittarius. It is the seeker, yes, but it's also about let the good times roll, and we have to watch out for that. So with this moon trine Mercury, trine Jupiter, this is a lot of energetic support that we have, because this is supporting us to get our ideas out there. This energy is saying it is time to socialize. It's time to get with others that are like-minded, share the same goals or the same vision as you share. So this is a really good time to connect with those people and to gather these ideas and to make them work. Also, Mercury is going to be squaring Pluto. So when a planet squares another planet, it's kind of like a face-off. And they're both looking into the depths of each other. So this is good in the fact that it can, this is the energy for doing some deep research, but it's also a placement that may bring up some of our issues, like deep down issues that we've stuffed down and we haven't really wanted to talk about. So it could be bringing up some of that. It could be causing a little bit of arguments if there's people that there's things still up in the air with, something down deep in there that you need to get off your chest. Be careful of that. And remember, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And that's really the energy for this whole week. That is definitely it. Now, the moon is going to be sextile Pluto, and what this means is this is good energy. This is some, getting along energy, helping out. So it's going to be exact today, and this could also represent some emotions from the past coming back up, or things, limited beliefs, things that we have told ourselves, things that we have been taught or programmed. It's going to be what is holding us back from doing what we want to do. And Pluto is going to help us with that. There could be some arguments that do come up again, because Pluto destroys in order to create. If Pluto sees something that is just not working, that is very much outdated and not going with the current energy. Pluto is in Capricorn right now, so this is definitely one that is all about change. And this can be physical change too, because Capricorn is an earth sign, so this will go into some physical change. The air needs to be cleared. The air definitely needs to be cleared. So we need to harness some of this energy. This is wonderful, emotional and intuitive energy. The way that we can really honor this is to hold space for these things. So do these different areas. Meditate is a wonderful way to really listen to yourself, to listen to your emotions, to listen to your body. Pisces is the culmination, and it reminds us that we need to be listening to ourself. And this is as within, so without. There's so many people who will go and seek for things outside of themselves, and they really should be seeking, within. So watch out for that. Remember, as above, so below, as within, so without. Virgo has its sense of responsibility to self. And in these last few, the Pisces full moon is going to be happening, I believe it's 28 degrees. It's in the last few degrees of Pisces, because as soon as we have the full moon at 7:55 p.m., and this is Eastern Daylight Time, because we are on Daylight Savings Time here in the U.S. So just right after the full moon is full at 7:55 p.m., it's going to be void of course, and it will be moving into Aries. And that will be on the 22nd, I do believe. It'll be going into Aries. So it'll be moving from Pisces, which is an ending, and moving into Aries, which is a new beginning. So this is definitely one that's saying, our sense of responsibility to self. Okay? So we have that Pisces, this full moon, that is looking at everything, and it's saying it's time to let go. It's past time, and it's time for us to push forward. And that's what that Aries energy will definitely do. And on the 22nd, the sun will move into Libra. And this is we're going to be how, going into how we can share this energy. So we have a lot of different things that are, it's, there's going to be more things that's going to be exposed because this is the energy and this is what's happening. We have, let's see, 5 planets that are retrograde right now. And retrogrades are not bad. Retrogrades are actually good because it allows us to go back and fix things. And that's the good thing. So on the 22nd, when the sun moves into Libra, we can expect some surprises in our finances. Because Uranus is going to have a little say in this. So this is very unstable energy, and it's going to be at a moment to where we may be, there may be a lot of things that are happening and something going on, but try not to act too quickly. Mars being in Libra, he's not moving too fast right now. He's having to sit and wait. So that's what we should do. We should take Mars's advice and, let's just set back. Sometimes we need to set back and just let the pieces fall together. It's not a time to act suddenly without thought. When we are going through this change, what Mabon or the fall equinox is, it's a cycle. We are shifting. So yes, veils will be thin. So your dreams, you may have some crazy dreams. Your intuition, it may be a little bit stronger. You may need to ground yourself more at this time. Make sure you're writing down your dreams as well, because this is definitely the time that we have those dreams that talk to us and give us guidance, or even we get messages from loved ones, things like that. So make sure you are writing your dreams down. Venus is going to oppose Uranus on the 23rd. Again, this is touching on our money. And it's going to be really making us look at what we value. Venus is in Scorpio, and that's her detriment too. Her home sign is Taurus. And Scorpio is opposite Taurus. So she's not working as strong as she would be because she's having to do some inner work. She's having to do that healing. So it's going to take her a minute. This is going to be emotional times. It's going to be a time of just you're feeling unstable and shaky. And if that happens, just ground yourself. It helps. A lot of people find it good to have tiger's eye for grounding during this type of energy. You can use hematite. All the red and darker stones, those really help ground you. I like using a combination of bloodstone and tiger's eye to ground. Of course, everybody's different. That's just what I like to use. A bloodstone and tiger's eye, they work great for me. I hope they do for you. If not, that's fine. You go pick out a stone that works best with you. Now, also Venus is not stopping here because she's soon going to square with Saturn, and she's in the middle of a square with Saturn, and this is going to be putting a stop to something. So Venus is really processing right now, and it's about being more conscious. Now, what does Venus represent? Well, of course, everybody's like, oh, Venus is the goddess of love. So, okay, love. But it's also about art as well. And when we go into, it's about beauty. It's about the finer things in life. But also, Venus is about what we value. And while she is working in, or I should say, she's walking through the underworld with Pluto. She's learning that she's having to go through each of these steps, and in order to free herself from the bondage that holds her back from being her highest potential. I liken this to Inanna, her trip into the underworld, her having to go through the 7 gates, and through each of the 7 gates, you have to pay the price. Sometimes we have to be stripped of everything that we think identifies us in order to find what truly identifies us. Again, we want to look outside of us. We want our Nikes to define us. We want our fine clothes that we buy, the places we shop, all those name brands. We look for that to define us and to tell us what we value in life. And it is only when all of that is taken away and we are left with the bare minimum that we really truly understand what it is that we truly value and what is truly important to us. Things come and go, but some things last forever, and we need to be making that decision. On the 25th, the moon will sextile Neptune's. This is about dreams coming true. Then the moon will also square Jupiter, and this is going to keep you in check a little bit. Jupiter is retrograde, so he's going to be saying, where did you go too far here? This may be an emotional time for you. This may be one where you do more research on what you are, your path that you are wanting to take. Again, we are working on balance. So I want to back up just a little bit to the 22nd on Mabon, which is the fall equinox. That will be at 3:21 p.m. and the moon will be in Taurus at 8:38 a.m. So this is really good energy. We have the sun in Libra, we have the moon in Taurus. The equinox is the time the masculine and the feminine energies are balanced. For our ancient ancestors, like I've stated before, this is the time that we work on our harvest. We are getting in the last of the fruits and vegetables. We are doing everything we can to prepare ourselves for the dark months ahead of us. And I say dark, not in a negative way, but in the dark half of the year. And the dark half of the year is where we heal. All life begins in the dark. So this is when we really work at our next light half of the year, our next growing season. So this is a time that we are reaping what we have sown. We are seeing what didn't work, what did work, what we need to do differently. And again, this is masculine and feminine energies balanced. So the goddess and the god are coming together on this day, and they are sharing into this. And every time the masculine and the feminine energy comes together, guess what happens? New creation. New creation. So it's very interesting time. We're having, the planets are really speaking to each other, and things are happening. I mean, this energy is going quickly, but we can't act too quickly, if that makes sense. Now, on the 27th, Mercury will join the retrograde planets there, the retrograde crew of Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. They are in retrograde. They've been in retrograde for a little bit. On the 27th, Mercury will join them. We are in Mercury's shadow right now. And Mercury, again, this is not a bad thing. It's going to require you to slow down. Things, you can see some hiccups in your, you can see some hiccups with your communications, with things like that. I really want to reiterate about communication. Communication, it's very important to be very clear on what you are communicating. We see a lot of people saying words that don't even, it's like, wait a minute, when did that mean that? Sure, people will argue that words change meanings all the time. I have problems with that, because of the fact that if we understand energy and we understand the meaning of a word is energy, can you change that energy? I guess so. You can. But then again, is that going to be helpful? Is that going to be a hindrance? Sometimes it's best just to leave things alone. And from all the confusion that has happened and has been going on, I think it's time to bring back those meanings and to really understand what those words mean. And it gets to the saying, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. That matters a lot. I've been getting the word wordsmith a lot. What is wordsmithing? And there's a lot of people that will wordsmith. And you can see this in different articles and different things like that, where people will write in a way that convinces you to think a certain way or try to sway you to whatever. I mean, it happens all the time. Advertisement, for example. We really need to be very clear with our communication. We need to be ready to cut these things loose. I mean, we really need to get down to what we truly value and what is just, it's just cluttering. It's just causing us more harm and pain, than it's worth. There's a lot of things that have to let go, that we need to let go of, and there's a lot of things that we need to refocus on. And this moon is screaming at transmutation. It's about taking all of this that we have and turning it into a positive. How can we use this in order to better ourselves in the future? This is great for the harvest time. This is great for Mabon coming up. It is really going to help us straighten ourselves, straighten our crowns a little bit and get ourselves back on track. And that's where we need to be, is back on track and walking toward the highest potential. The highest potential. We are all about, that's what we're here to do. We are here to experience life, and we are here to evolve, and we are here to work and to grow throughout this life, and that's what we need to do. So, that being said, I offer you a wonderful, wonderful week. We have some great energies, and yeah, they're going to be a little rocky, but again, transmutation. Take that energy, take what's happening and work it into a way that helps you. This is about balancing energies and finding out, letting go of that's no longer needed, that's just basically holding us back, and to go forward. There's new things coming. We're getting ready to have this shift. We're going to be having our winter solstice on the 21st. So, and then we're going to have, before that, we're going to have Samhain. That is on October 31st. That will be, for many, many people, that will be the last harvest. So at that last harvest, that is going to, that focuses on a different thing, and I will talk more about that when we get closer to Samhain. We have two more holy days of this year, so yeah, this year is just flying by, and I think it's a good thing that Mars is in Libra. It's saying, okay, well, we need to we need to look at this and make sure that we're going at this the right way. There is a right way and there is a wrong way. Sometimes we just have to step back and allow the pieces to fall together until we know which way to go. So I hope you enjoyed this reading or this astrology talk, and I wish you a wonderful, wonderful, blessed full moon. I will be back next week to talk about Mercury retrograde, what's coming in October, things such as that. If you haven't checked out my reading, I do a weekly tarot reading as well. I will be doing a reading for this full moon particularly. So, have a great one, and I'll see you back next time. Blessings.